It's been long enough. Nobody remembers he got his tongue bitten by a prostitute.
Hello everyone and welcome to Command Center, your video game book club podcast. My name is Daniel and with me is...
Nate Lamb. Sitting on the left side of the desk.
Bookclabe.
Bookclabe.
Did you say it?
I did not say Clabe.
I know, no. I'm Bookclabe.
Oh, you
I'm
are
Bookclabe
Bookclabe
now.
His name is actually Boo Clabe. Oh, Boo Clabe. Yeah, you're right. I gotta talk to the mic.
Yeah, talking to the mic, that's like 101.
Yeah, well, you stole my mic stand. You got the good one over there.
I mean,
this
God.
tiny little dinkerdoodle.
You two went into the actual, whatever the hell it was, in Orlando, the Podfest or whatever.
Podfest. Before you continue on that, can we talk about Nate's little dinkerdoodle?
I was like, nobody's gonna bring that up. All right, I'll just let my little.
I guess
dinkerdoodle
my
slide.
mind shut it out like most of the things he says.
Yeah.
So.
He blocks out my dinkerdoodle a lot.
So you might notice that Nate's little dinkerdoodle is kind of echoey, so I want to apologize ahead of time. 2/3 of us have moved. I moved out of a place, I moved into a new place, and then Nate moved into the place that I was previously occupying, and now we're in sort of an empty room.
Which used to be my old room 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's all convoluted,
Yeah.
but we're not inside the command center now.
We're in the CIC.
The CIC,
Which is currently the CIC for combat information crap everywhere.
yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah,
If you watch our YouTube, you'll see.
but you
Thing
can't
is,
see all the cables on
It was nice before.
Yeah, we disassembled it to record completely.
Hindsight.
I mean, yeah. So
Mistakes were made, desks were disassembled, an angle grinder is needed.
Also, I'm up against this rotted wood. I just remembered.
was it Nate's dinkerdoodle?
Up against the wood.
All right, I'm gonna have to do this. All right.
Do what?
I have to introduce the game that we were supposed to play last month.
Oh yeah, I played. Some.
As did
I think we all played.
As
some.
did I, Munition.
You didn't move.
What?
Can we talk about that? You didn't move. I don't know how much you played. You probably played a lot more than me though.
Let me introduce the goddamn game first.
No.
So what we played, or should have played, and what you guys played, or should have played, was Grim Fandango. Grim Fandango, yeah. Grim Fandango.
No.
Groomed fat dingus.
Grim Fat Dingo.
Groomed fat dingo.
Fingers.
Grudge Fudge Gungus.
It was. This is a adventure game released in 1998. I think all three of us played the remaster, which came out in 2015. Developed and published by LucasArts. Directed by Tim Schafer, famous for Psychonauts, Brutal Legend, and The Secret of Monkey Island, and its successor, Secret of Monkey Island 2.
And who was also not Latino, which we'll get into that later.
Man named Schaefer, not Latino.
Oh,
Tim Schafer, yeah.
So this game was critically acclaimed, and it's on a lot of best PC games of all time lists, but was a commercial flop. And so a lot of people are saying that, or say that it was one of the reasons that LucasArts decided to get out of the adventure game business, and I think that's right. What did you guys think?
I'd never played an adventure. No, I played King's Quest for like 3 hours. Got nowhere in it. It was fun. The storyline was fantastic. I won't say it made me feel dumb, but there were times where I was like,
It made me feel dumb.
yeah, I mean, you got a lot further than me, but like there were times where it was like, what do you bet I have to go back and show this picture to that guy I talked to earlier? That's like 3 minutes of my life to run over there. So I'd just look up a walkthrough to make sure that's what I had to do before I did it. And then there were other times where I was just completely stumped, like, all right, I'll put the fire extinguisher in the mail slot. Maybe that'll work. And it's like, you can't. It's not on fire. Like I know it's not.
I remember watching Jason do that part.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to me because I had this game when I was a kid, and I never got very far at all. Like I maybe once got out of the starting area, but I would just keep on playing that part over and over, so I knew all that like by heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just funny to see you guys just fucking around with it, like. Yeah, I'll just take an empty balloon and shove it in this thing.
Yeah, the same part that Nate was talking about. I was just rubbing balloons on this friggin' door.
I got every animal and tried to give it to the secretary. Like, maybe she wants a specific balloon animal.
I was like, I know I'm supposed to wedge something here, but I don't have it.
I didn't even think to get the dead worm because I was like, the dead worm's going to be an empty balloon. I'm not going to let this guy fuck with me. And, like, then you needed two of the dead worms. Yeah.
He fucked with you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But overall, what do you think?
I liked it. It's one of the few games I think I'll play some more. I mean, like, Kerbal, and we didn't do Factorio. A lot of the other games that I already played regularly. This one I think I might boot up from time to time just to see where the story goes, because it does have, like, I feel for Manny. I legitimately enjoyed playing around as Manny, which is the main character.
The writing was incredible.
Yeah, it was the writing, and then like the fact that everything's not around, but they've got regular references to the Day of the Dead celebration, and you are an actual skeleton who plays as the Grim Reaper. It was just like, it's a lot of tongue-in-cheek, really cool humor that I liked.
Which is, his name is Manny Calavera, and I didn't know this until recently. Calavera means skull in Spanish. Found that out very recently. Also, I found this out when I was doing the research for this game. I got about halfway through. I was just about finished with Act 2. There's 4 acts in it, each one being a different location. So I was in Rubacava.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to finish that, and the move happened and all that, so I kind of got sidetracked. But like you, I will go back to it. But I didn't realize that a year passes in between each act.
Yeah.
Exactly a year. So every time you play, it's the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't get that on the first time through.
Yeah, I didn't expect a time jump at all.
Yeah.
That threw me off when I got to that. I was like, 1 year later, what the?
Yeah,
come on.
You leave, it's the Day of the Dead, that's why the balloon guy's there, then you go and you finally get the job sweeping the floors, and a year passes, and
you own the place.
Yeah.
And it's a club. I think my favorite part about the game, not only the fact that it's super hard, which I'll get to later, but the atmosphere. It feels like playing like a funny version of
LA Noire?
no, I mean of noir films. But more specifically, it feels like definitely like Casablanca. They have that in there when you come down the stairs at the club, and Gladys is there in the white suit and the
white
piano.
The guy who composed the music said he based it off of like the music from Casablanca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like that mixed with like Mexican influence, which is like super cool. And I know that the soundtrack is like, even if you haven't played the game, it's supposed to be really, really good just to listen to. I think they melded all that shit together. Just the whole like all the Art Deco and everything. I just like that kind of feel.
Yeah.
Good.
I just thought when I was looking things up, I was a lot of people smoke in that game because it's supposed to be like a noir film. Everyone smoked back then. Apparently, in the manual for the game, it like said because it's a video. It's a video game, so it's for kids, I guess, kind of. Yeah. And it said in there like, please take note that all the characters who were smoking are dead.
They can't do that. I did like that, like, a few times I'd walk away to go to the bathroom or everything else, and I'd hear like, and I'd look back and there'd be smoke going, because I never saw him pull out a cigarette, and I'm sure you could if you just sat and watched him. But I was always walking away because I was going to do something or grab something.
Like smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, no, usually take the dogs out, but no, once to go over to help you route a wire. So then we smoke cigarettes. But yeah, I'd come back to him like, and put the cigarette away, and for a minute I was like, it's too old of a game, and I don't have any input other than my microphone for the game to know I'm gone and have him like hide the cigarettes. I was a little drunk that night.
Yeah, I was hearing that the entire time when I was playing. I was like, I'm not gonna get up. So, but eventually I looked over, I was like, all right, what the fuck is that noise? And I looked over, he left his PC on.
I was also on the casino, so Manny's smoking, and in addition, this guy was calling out the roulette table numbers over and over and over and over. My bad, I could have easily, I had paused it, and then I unpaused it because I was going to eat before I went over to Daniel's, and then I just forgot to pause it when I left. That was my bad.
But you still ate.
Oh yeah, I literally got more cheese and crackers right here. The minute you go to hell, I get to eat cheese and crackers. So go to hell.
I mean, we
listeners and viewers
from this game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly going to be stuck in the 8th circle for a while. I don't know about you guys. What am I saying? I do know about you guys, and I'll see you there. I will see you in hell.
So the 9th circle is just Judas, Brutus, and Cassius, right? Like you can't really get there in Dante's Inferno.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Jesus.
I don't know.
Wrong forum. Sorry. So back to the video game.
And tunate?
Do not.
Playing this kind of made me. I know that Nick is a big fan of the Monkey Island games, and it always sounded stupid to me. I'm like, I'm not gonna play a game called The Secret of Monkey Island.
Exactly. It's supposed to be great tongue-in-cheek humor and like really solid writing, and this came out after,
Yeah. So the guy who made it, Tim Schafer, it was the assistant director for the Monkey Island games, and after playing this, now I'm like, okay, maybe there's something to that.
Mhm.
It's just a stupid name for a game that makes it sound
Escape from Monkey Island.
like a children's game.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's probably not. Now that I look at like his later work,
especially watching or playing Grim Fandango. I had never played Grim Fandango before, and I just watched as a kid you play this game, and now going back and I was like, this is definitely not for kids. For one, how is a kid ever supposed to solve like half of those fucking problems? And not only that, smoking was another thing. I think the main menu was a cigarette.
Well, when this came out,
there was smoke.
There was still smoking on TV and movies and stuff. It wasn't
magazines.
Yeah,
there wasn't that
quite
like big tobacco push. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But there
So
was the push from Big Tobacco. There had to be the counter push.
It wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't so
Truth or
stigmatized
whatever. Is that what is truth?
Yeah, but that was paid for by tobacco money.
Well, they have to
do a settlement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing that stuck out to me though was the voice acting and the soundtrack. Apparently for the remaster, I think they didn't have an orchestra, like a full actual orchestra.
The
for
Melbourne
first one.
Symphony Orchestra in the remake.
In the remake,
yeah.
But in the first go around they didn't. But the second go around, apparently, the company that Tim Schafer made for gaming did another game.
What was it? Take Two or
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie.
What do we have for her, Johnny?
A brand new Wikipedia.
So they had worked with him on another game, and they were waiting on. I think this is when Disney bought, all of LucasArts and everything. Somebody from the development went to Disney and was like, "Hey, nobody's doing anything with this. Can we have this and release for a remaster?" And Disney was like, "Fuck it, okay." Gave it to them. We're like, "All right, we're gonna redo it." And they took the budgets from other games that they built. And they tapped the orchestra. Was like, "Hey, we're doing a remaster. Can you also do the soundtrack, redo the soundtrack with us?" And they did, and it shows. It was no wonder that I didn't do it, but now I really wish I did. Was bought the soundtrack along with the game because they were selling them both.
Same here. I regretted that.
Yeah.
So Tim Schafer is still with the company he founded in 2000, which is Double Fine. So he's Double Fine. That's who released the remaster.
Yeah.
I thought. So the original game came out in 98?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought for sure, I remember Double Fine being around, but maybe, I don't know. But yeah, they,
he left LucasArts
in January to found Double Fine,
yeah.
And that's when Psychonauts came out.
The thing about it, and I agree, the soundtrack was phenomenal. I never got sick of hearing the songs. They really added to the atmosphere. And it's cool that they re-recorded with a full orchestra, but I didn't know that they had re-recorded it until I was told that. And it all sounds the same to me. I don't know. I couldn't tell any difference between.
I'd like to watch a comparison. I feel
I'm sure that maybe my memory is muddled from when I used to play, but I didn't hear any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, you
So
did a
there
lot
were
more
like
back then
so,
and a lot less.
so what I did was, and I planned on it right from the get-go was Gecko?
Right from the get-go.
Right from the Government Employees Insurance Company.
Wow, I never knew that acronym.
Gecko.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was an acronym, but I guess I just never knew.
You can also say 15% or more.
Yeah, 15 minutes about.
Anyway,
Safer, cheaper, and better.
So it's a 3-part on. Hold on, I wrote it down on YouTube channel GameSpot trailers. They did the making of the remaster of Grim Fandango, and I watched it right before the recording of this, and there were just very subtle things that they did with the soundtrack where there was guitars put in, like a acoustic guitar put in where in parts it wasn't, and
So when you saw shit and it goes dun like that, was that part of the remaster? That wasn't in the original?
no, it was
Okay.
more in the actual songs. I think I don't know. I mean, maybe it was,
I'm
but
gonna quote you in front of a Senate subcommittee.
I am the Senate.
His name isn't. What was the name you had? The name you gave for this episode. Remember? Yeah, the name.
The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
When we introduced ourselves, he chose a funny name.
Talk it to your mic.
When we introduced ourselves, he chose a funny name. What was the name?
Oh, it was
Book Club?
yeah, Book Clay.
Your name was actually Sheev, isn't it?
That was such a build up for such a
I
terrible
don't know
joke.
what the fuck
I
you're
just
talking
want to know what his made up name was. I don't know.
All right, where the hell were we?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I was looking up Tim Schafer, and just
Bill Schafer, Tim's brother, who just never made a video game in his life.
Bill Shaver, his cousin.
Funny thing, I actually looked up Bill. I couldn't remember the dude's name. I was like, I looked up Bill Shaver before. I was like, no, that's not him.
Well, now we get our 30-minute interlude on Bill Shaver.
I do have a question though. Who is Bill Shaver?
I'll look it up for you.
I think he's an actor.
I've looked up Bill Shaver. It's a metals company.
Metals company? Like
Chief Operating Officer of
they make metal?
Investment Metals.
That's Bill Shaver.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was looking up. Was Bill Shaver.
Bill Shaver. That's like earlier today. I looked up Al Borland because we didn't know if that was his real name or if that was
this old house is now hosted by Al Borland. I was like, is that a real guy or a character?
But that's not his real name. So he's hosting the show. He's the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
His real name is Boar Allen.
Oh man. So back to Grimmish Figgish Diggish. The guy who did the voice acting for Manny, I think, made the fucking game.
Yeah.
Because
he was
all
so
of it,
great.
honestly.
Yeah, all the voice acting was great,
yeah.
but obviously you're going to hear Manny more than anybody else, and especially for the time.
it was like a suave Banderas. Like, not suave, but like a...
Banderas is already...
Yeah,
Sorry.
He's Zorro,
I
goddammit.
thought the word Antonio and immediately just lost my mind out of suaveness. It was like a sarcastic Banderas, one who had a bit more of a chiding sense of humor, but was also still suave. I loved, he would say shit, and it's like, I was thinking that. Like, I literally was about to make a joke at this game's expense, and the avatar of the player made it for me. I was like, all right, that's on point. I liked that a lot.
I loved how they make you like Manny too, because it's not just because obviously the voice acting is great and you kind of feel for him, but right off the bat you feel like something isn't right. And then you get to the part where I don't remember the exact conversation, but it was right after you
you lose the woman that you...
Yeah, you lose the woman and you're getting yelled at, and he's saying something about what do you mean I couldn't, she's supposed to be valuable? All my searches didn't find diddly squat for her.
Yeah.
And then that other dude,
find out the
other dude did that whole and I was like, all right, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, these motherfuckers have been messing with my searches.
To what end, though? Like, I get it that, but...
Well, you had to keep going.
But the whole motivation... Oh, yeah, that's right. I never made it past Act 2, so that was...
Well, it wasn't... It was also in Act 1. They said that it was... People wanted to stay in hell.
Yeah.
They found their pleasures in hell by making currency there, basically. So they were kind of like...
So they're taking the tickets that they have on that number 9 train or whatever and selling them to other people in the underworld to get whatever that's their currency,
Yeah, and that's why a lot more people aren't getting this. A lot more people have been walking there instead of taking their actual routes.
Right. So I got about halfway done, and I hadn't played this game forever. I haven't finished. I'm gonna finish it even after.
Yeah,
this.
Same here. I'm gonna keep going.
We'll come back to it in the sit rep. But I when I was doing my research tonight, I read that not only is this game on a lot of best games of all time lists, but it was on one list. I think that IGN did it, and it was maybe number 4 of the top 10 best endings to video games of all time.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
So now I feel like I already wanted to finish it.
Yeah,
now
I
really have to.
Maybe there is a reason why there isn't a sequel. Maybe it does have a definitive.
So they had asked Bill Shaver, Tim Schafer about doing sequels, and he had said that he really only likes to work on new things.
And on his horseshit, he made a remaster.
Well, he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
But
oh yeah, that'd be a cool thing though, having the original lead game designer at your company as a resource, not on your project, so you could go ask him questions.
What do you mean he didn't do it? He was there.
His company did, but he may not have worked on it directly.
he didn't really work on it. I mean, you're just remastering a previous game, which
That's true. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, though, they had all kinds of problems because back then, the coding was different and it was a lot less stringent. It was kind of the Wild West as far as coding goes.
Yeah.
So when they went to go remaster, they either had antiquated code that they couldn't translate, or just chunks of the code were missing. So they had a person go back, find every single person that worked on the game, track them down, and be like, "Did you happen to take any of this code with you when you left the company?" Back in 1998, when Undertaker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell.
I was waiting for it. God damn it! I was literally thinking or I can make the unmanned because the game came out in '98. God damn it!
But
You, sir, get the hat of the ground fat dungus.
that
for
really,
that.
That really did happen though. So they had to track these.
What,
people
that the
down.
Undertaker threw mankind off the top of Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, that. But they tracked these people down and got the code back from them and had to like piece it all together. In a lot of cases, they had to actually go back to the concept drawings to see what they were trying to do,
and then
just
rewrite it.
Yeah, in the video I was watching, it's really funny because you know that old joke, or like in CSI and all the ones where
Enhance.
zoom, enhance.
Yeah.
That is literally what they had to
Why
do.
is it still pixelated?
It's like
It just zooms in. You don't create pixels.
it's nuts. Like they literally had to. I didn't think. I always thought it was like, oh, that's a joke. But
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing. I mean, it is pretty much a joke on like an actual picture.
Yeah, they did the zoom. They didn't do the enhance.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah.
What did I miss there?
I don't know.
So I just looked down and you guys were
Yeah,
for each other.
that's what we do.
Uh-huh.
But man, I was. Shit, I was gonna say something else about Bill Shaver.
Yeah.
We're gonna change his name officially.
The
right
mankind throwing Undertaker off Hell in a Cell.
now.
really
Yeah,
distracted
definitely
me.
kind of like threw me off.
Yeah,
But
worth
worth it.
Top
Worth
of
it.
Hell in a Cell, yeah, 1998. Crashing through an announcer's
Yeah.
table.
It's you're not the kid who's saying it louder in class and people laugh. It's
I know
done.
I'm saying it quieter.
It's done. Bill Shaver, though, there was something I needed to say about this man, and now I've completely lost it.
So, adventure games as a whole are a pretty old genre. They're one of the originals. They started as like text adventures in like '76 and shit.
Yeah.
That's why I've always wanted to like. I want to get into them so bad, and I can't. Like, I don't know how many times I've tried the Zeldas, and it's like I do not like puzzle solving. I don't. I do like puzzle solving when it's a challenge, but when I'm sitting down to solve puzzles, it just bothers me. But like,
Did you not like Portal?
no, I love Portal, but and that's I know, right? But Portal was
More geometry.
and the story, the driving force. So there's a lot of geometry and a lot of math in it, but not math, but just geometry. But
You know math.
the driving that's not right. The driving storyline of Portal, and then my driving urge was there's more storyline. I want to see what's happening. Like right when I was starting to get bored with Portal is when you found the first like cubbies behind the panels. You know, like where somebody clearly had set up a little house, and like that drove me through. But like Western adventure games kind of petered out, and this was near the end. I mean, I don't know how late they went. Like apparently King's Quest was still releasing up into the 2000s in 3D. Didn't know that. But yeah, Escape from Monkey Island was 2000, and 2005 was.
Well, this is
What are they
also
doing?
around the time where 3D graphics are becoming a bigger thing, and if you're gonna have 3D graphics, why waste it, quote unquote, on a basically a point and click
Gaming was
adventure?
also gaining a much larger appeal, and
Yeah.
by and large,
People wanted action at the time.
and they don't want to feel dumb. Like, and
Yeah, man.
puzzle games are hard.
This is pre 9/11. We
Yeah.
were all about like extreme X Games and
Yeah.
fun, and,
90s!
Mountain Dew and Doritos, baby, and Grim Fandango.
In 2012, Schaefer said, if
Slaps to a Slim Jim.
if I were to go to a publisher right now and pitch an adventure game, they would laugh in my face. So yeah, the industry has moved on because there's more money elsewhere because of the graphical improvements and everything. else.
So that I just remembered what I was going to say about Mr. Shaver.
Well, hold up, I need to talk about the Nancy Drew adventure series. No, I
Do you? Yeah. That was the sound of Nate slamming his laptop for some fucking reason.
Yeah, it's a mighty Dell. It needs to be slammed around every now and then.
So not only did he say that he really only likes to work on new projects, but he did say, like, I think it was more recent, I think it was like 2018, someone else on a panel or something asked him about it because there's a big following for this game. And he said that the only way he would do it now is if it was an open world kind of adventure game.
Yeah.
God.
A la GTA. So like an open world, I don't know, multiplayer, but like something that you can go through and like just pick where you go and what you do. But I think that would just betray the spirit of the game. I don't think it would be anything like the original. I don't see how you could possibly do it.
No, the only way I can think of is, but it's already kind of like that, because we were just talking about that with the difference between Fallout 3 and Fallout in Vegas, Vegas, where Obsidian, which made Outer Worlds, and also Knights of the Republic 2, they go where it's kind of open world, but it's still tethered and linear.
You can go anywhere.
And
you
that's
want,
how
but-
gritting fat dinguses is like. You have
it's not open world whatsoever.
It's more, but it has that feel of openness, but you're still like
it's a large level design.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to check box A to move to box B. They in the first act they lock the doors downstairs until you've completed the first step, which is to get into the boss's office, and then they open the door and then the other door one at a time. So they're controlling. And it works in puzzle solvers because if you had access to all, just imagine the first act. You've got access to where the pigeons roost. You've got access to both of the downstairs rooms. You've got access to the boss's office all at once. You would have access to all these different things you could do, and none of it would make sense because you wouldn't have a motivation without piecing it out. But there is a way to do it. I don't know how, but I feel like there could be. If you think about New Vegas, where I can wander wherever the hell I want. Like I can go north from the start area, go past the keep out signs and get my ass murdered by all the landmines that are in that field. I actually never went that way, followed the rules. But you can go out of order, and it's not as cool as 3 where you can just say fuck your quests or Fallout 4, fuck your quests, I'm gonna go do whatever. But there would be a way to do it. You would just have to.
Well, they're just completely different games. This is a very linear story-driven game, whereas things like Fallout and Skyrim and all that, you have your main story, but there's a side quest. There's no side quest in this game.
No, yeah.
You just have your main quest.
No, at all. Yeah.
I don't see anything like that ever happen.
I don't think it would, but I feel like there's you could make it work. It just.
Why would you though?
Yeah, you would end up putting guns in it and making Fallout.
This is the game that probably nobody is asking for, is what we're talking about.
Today we are asking America.
Do you want a GTA style Grim Fandango
without the guns, but with all the cops
and a lot of cigarettes? A lot of cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Hey, they had guns. They had the guns that shot the seeds.
I didn't get that far.
So like in
the guns that shot the seeds, those were bones.
In the land of the dead, the way you can have a death within death. They shoot guns that have seeds in them, and it's called sprouting someone, and flowers sprout out of them, and then they die.
We only saw it when.
You see it quite a bit.
Yeah, I think you see it when it has to be before the forest, when the boss gets shot by the big
okay, I did see that where they and he turns into flowers.
It happens a couple times. So this game, I think. And again, I have never gone to Act 3 and feels 100% different than 1. 1, I thought 1 was really hard, relatively speaking, because it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
Some things are just obvious, and then there's some things where it's I'm just gonna have to trial and error this thing until I figure it out.
When there's a series of ties hanging off a roof, I'm gonna climb that and see what's up there.
Right,
exactly.
Then you're off.
But then, so specifically where I got stuck. And this is the first time I had to look up a hint or a guide. It's in Rubikava, and you have to do this weird, intricate number of things in order to finish it, in order to get past this one piece of the puzzle. And it involves you find a betting slip, and then you give it to Glottis. There's no reason you'd ever know to do that. You give it to him, and then he goes to the club, and then he gets drunk, and he starts betting. And then you have to...
Betting. Gotcha. I heard betting.
Betting on the racing cats, where they have there.
Oh.
And then you have to... Then he runs out of wine. So then you have to, go into the kitchen area and use your scythe to open up the top of, a big wine cask, and then you have to hide in it, and then you have to do, It's I tried for, maybe 45 minutes to figure this out, but it wasn't even in interactable object. You couldn't click on it. You just had to walk up a ladder that wasn't interactable and happen to realize that you could click the scythe on it, and then happen to realize you can get in. But there was no indication that it's even a thing that you should do.
Yeah.
Whereas when
everything
the first
else
act,
you can see it's as you hover over it. That's
or you can just figure it out.
Yeah.
In the first act,
Yeah.
I have to get that switching machine to stop.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do? This is just okay, bet it. Glottis is sitting in a bar getting drunk and betting. I have no idea where to go from there. And on top of that, now you're in a place where there's 10 different buildings, and you don't even know if that's the place you got to be searching.
Not only that, you still have items from the previous acts that will work in the next act.
It blanked all mine out. When I got to Act 2, because I was looking for my cat balloon and my, I don't know,
I think you start with the scythe and then you pick up
Yeah,
a letter.
all I ended up
Oh
was
yeah, that giant manifesto from the.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
scythe in the picture. Right?
can we talk about that? That was honestly very satisfying to me. That not only was the secretary a spy, but that whole scenario was happening because, as I was saying before, like you figure out that like shit isn't right at this company, and Manny's been getting fucked over.
And there's an underground.
And there's actually people trying to do something about it.
Uh-huh.
And then Ava, the secretary, who's they're always having a nice rapport with, is actually one of the spies as well.
They do a hint to that too in the first act. You have this chance to go down a text chain with her when you're trying to get access to the boss. You're going to sign something and he's not there, and you could say something like, "Oh, you'll always be my secretary." She's like, "I've never worked for you before," and then you say something like, "Oh, come on, I know you're working for another man." She goes, "Manny, what do you mean?"
Yeah.
And she's all nervous. It's because she's working for the guy underneath the house or underneath the building.
The underground.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man. Did you guys get to Act 2?
I did not.
I got to the beginning.
Oh yeah, no, I got to Act 2. Yeah.
You got to Act 2, and Jason.
I literally just got to reading that dude's manifesto, and then I
Wait, is Act 2 not
Rubicaba.
It's Rubicaba, yeah.
All right, yeah. So I got basically I was just exploring the casino after the year had passed.
Okay, so you never met the CDs.
No.
I think the last thing he did was find out that dude's wife is cheating on him, the guy who's sweeping, and then you get his sweep, his
job, and then
his broom, and then
I think it's technically still Act 1 because you haven't.
Oh, was that still Act? Oh, yeah, that's right. That was still
So Act 2 starts after the year, and that's I had started Act 2 and was exploring. I talked to the guy who owes the casino's money, and I exhausted that text chain, and then went over to your house to help route a wire.
So in Act 2, I love it, and you'll see why. You want to get on this ship to follow Meche to wherever the hell she went, and you have to get tools. You have to get a Union card and something else. Or you have to get the sailor who's supposed to be on the ship to not show up, so you can take his place. To get the Union card, you have to go to the Seabees, and the Seabees are actual bees that work on the dockyards, and I know, right? And put together the ships. But they've been put out of work for some reason or another, and he's all like,
Too much
"You know what? Why are we stuck here, having our faces crushed by boots, and we should have the means to produce things." And I'm like, I see where this is going. So then you go to this club and you find these jazz type people who are listening to slam poetry, and they have a red book sitting on their table. And if you go through another couple things, they're like, "Hey, can I borrow your red book?" And then you give the red book to the Seabees. They're like, "Seize the means of production." Exactly, that's what we have to do. And then they go on strike, and the cops come and arrest them. You got to bust them out of jail. It's so great.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it is so tongue in cheek though. It's so much
That's
fun.
Again, even talking about it right now makes me want to play the Monkey Island games.
Yeah.
It makes me. I wonder because I was reading that a Monkey Island came out in 2000, 2 years after. I was reading about it just a moment ago, but I can't imagine that. It's like when I played Fallout 3. I tried to go back to Fallout 2. It was Fallout 2 to 3 is a very different game.
Wasn't too top down.
Yeah. But there's so many other games where I played a more a newer game in the series, like Caesar 3. Try to go back and play Caesar 2. It wasn't. You lose so many quality of life things, and I wonder.
Caesar 3 is hard enough to play now.
No, the advantage is that this is a remaster from 2015. But if you went back to play even Escape from Monkey Island 2 or 1, if it would be playable, or if it would be when we went back to play Command and Conquer, where it was oh my god, the interface is just Red Alert 2 rather. The interface was so frustrating because it was so many little quality of life things that weren't around.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say the same for Grim Fandango because all they did was update the graphics.
Gloomy frowning Douglas.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
All they did was update the graphics and added the point and click aspect. It was only WASD.
Okay, so really it wasn't a point and click.
Yeah, no, that wasn't there before. I mean, you could point and click obviously to do things, but you couldn't move him by doing so.
The one thing that was there, which I thought was kind of interesting, and I didn't expect that to be in a game of that time, and apparently it was one of the first games to do it, was head tracking, where when there's an item that you could
Yeah.
see, he's actually looking.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why they did that, because you have to walk around and then he'll look at a thing and you're like, okay, I can interact with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and they're like one of the first games to do
I
that.
didn't even notice that, but I would be like, what the fuck's he looking at? I didn't even put two and two together.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. All right.
But I mean, I think that would probably stand for Monkey Island, because these are games that even if they hadn't remastered it, I could go back and play the original Grim Fandango.
Yeah, the
with
thing
no
is,
problem.
if you didn't own it, which you do, you still have the CD-ROM. Although you
Yeah.
don't have it anywhere to play it.
You can rip the CD drive out of mine.
The thing is, it kind of fell until this remaster came along the same lines as what we want to play. What we desperately have wanted to play for this podcast was Black and White, where you could not
You can't find it, yeah.
anywhere before the
Why
remaster.
Because Lionhead went under.
Yeah.
And I think EA bought them, and EA is EA and has no.
fucking shoved the code up their ass to give us the finger. Yeah.
They don't see a way to make money off of Black and White, which
Is there a remaster coming out?
of Black and White.
Yeah.
No,
this is
that's what
before
that.
the
No,
remaster
that's what I'm
out.
saying.
Nothing.
No, yeah.
They don't even let you buy it.
No, yeah, it's not
They have
anywhere.
it, and they won't let you buy it. Like it's crazy. And not for the I couldn't find a pirated copy.
I had the disc, your old disc,
Yeah.
on my computer, and
It
it
won't
might
run.
still be there.
It won't run.
Yeah, because we'd have to. We could spoof Windows, and then one listener might do it with us and tell us how we did it.
Yay!
Nick would do that.
Hey, if anyone knows how to get a copy, legitimate or otherwise, of Black and White, let us know. CommandCenterPodcast@gmail.com.
If it
Please,
involves
please.
acts of terrorism against EA, I support it personally, but the podcast does not.
The views spoken by Nate Lamb in no way reflect upon Command
You guys
Center
don't
Podcast.
support acts of terrorism against EA?
No.
No.
Oh, shit. I guess.
God forbid something bad happens at EA and now we're on some kind of crazy.
Oh,
Like,
God.
we all get arrested, spread your
man.
cheeks, and lift your sack.
I may not like it, but they still have the Star Wars IP for a while.
Whenever I land at airports and I'm getting picked up, I'll be like, yes, please, to whoever's picking me up, like Chip in Wyoming, hey, please pick me up so we can kill the president together. Hey, by the way, the NSA is watching you now. I've done that to Mark like 3 times. I think I've done that to you a few times. So,
Don't shoot, I'm an American.
Yeah. Yes! Don't shoot, I'm an American. Don't shoot, I'm an American.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like these days that doesn't really go over the same way. But like, don't shoot, I'm gonna.
Ooh, do we want to get political? No.
So I neglected to mention Bill Shaver, as we're calling him now.
Wait, what game did Bill Shaver make?
Oh man, I had a good one for
Alright,
it.
we'll come back.
Oh man,
Gringus Fingus Dingus.
it was like great. No, I'll come
Great
back.
fucking dick.
No, more nuanced.
Oh, okay.
So when I was watching that video, I saw him for the first time. I was like, man, this guy looks like somebody. And do you guys remember? Probably not his name, and I'm gonna probably butcher it. Bobby Moynihan.
No.
So he's the dude from Derek
I
Comedy.
remember about you on that.
And he's on SNL now. He's the guy who did Guy Fieri. He's on the bro raper. It's like, where's Chad?
You are a bad man. You are a friend of a bad man.
Does he not
Oh, he does.
look like him?
So I looked up Mr. Bill Shaver earlier when I was doing my Wikipedia research, and yes, he does. No, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could not take it any seriously. Like, what is Bobby Moynihan? What the fuck?
I completely forgot his name was actually Tim Schafer until I was literally in this picture and I was like, oh, who the fuck's Bill Schafer?
Hey, I mean, on the off chance that Mr. Tim Schafer ever listens to this,
I hope so.
listen, I'm sorry, man. We're not trying to be disrespectful. We love your game.
A little bit.
But,
Oh,
Bill Shaver sounds better. Might want to think about changing your name. Just saying.
Oh, God. Facebook search Bill Shaver. That was a mistake.
Yeah, don't do that.
Daniel, what was your favorite part about Escape from Dingus, Monkey Island, LeChuck's Revenge, Ground, Franklin Delano?
Yeah, my favorite part about Bill Shaver is I really did love the art style. I liked the Art Deco everywhere. I liked the film noir aesthetic. I liked all the tongue-in-cheek jokes. As much as it frustrates me, I love how hard it is. Even though sometimes it's difficult to admit that, like, fuck, I need to look it up because I want to sit here for the next, maybe couple of days and mull this over.
Years.
But
Yeah.
I already had the issue where I came upon a puzzle that I couldn't solve, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop playing for tonight and I'll come back to it in like a day. And then I ended up waiting like 3 days. When I came back, I had no idea where I was or what I was supposed to be trying to do. There's no quest log.
Yeah.
So that would be my least favorite is the lack of any sort of heads-up display or if you have to go through your items, you have to go one by one through his jacket, pulling them out. Which how the fuck does he fit that all in there? Anyway?
Yeah.
But
like the 2 full balloons, the external
his scythe.
Yeah.
But I guess I loved the aesthetic of it. I liked how funny it was. I liked how hard it was. But I wish that it was a little easier to get through. A quest log would be great. Like, this is where you're at. This is what you're trying to do. Maybe a little hint. What about you?
Oh, me? I really liked it was engrossing, I guess would be the word. Like the characters, the writing. So it's gotta be the writing, because the few times that it's easy when you're playing a video game to step outside of the video game and be sitting in a chair playing a video game, which is not why you're playing a video game. If you're doing that, it's to defeat you. You and I are playing a competitive game and I'm trying to beat you. That's why I'm stepping out of the video game. With this one, it stuck me in the game, and the few times I was about to step out, the few times I was about to lose the illusion of the game, Manny would make these little in passing jokes that would they were things I was thinking, and that was really engrossing to me. It put me in the game, and to the point that I'd play 4 or 5 or 6 hours and be like, I gotta stop because I haven't moved in 6 hours. And that's something I don't find as much in modern video games, and maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe it's modern video game design or style.
We're getting old.
Yes. Also, yes. The problem with my growing prostate. I have to pee all the time. Yeah, I understand that. And then least favorite.
It's a growing problem. Remember that commercial?
Yeah, that was the joke. Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to remember exactly what they said. Sorry. Go ahead.
You don't have a going problem.
You have a growing
You have a
problem.
growing problem.
You have a growing fat prostate problem.
Activia.
That's for your growing fat
No, yeah, I know.
butthole.
Colon.
Grim Fandango. That's the grossest name ever. Least favorite, definitely all the puns we've been making off the name, but I'm really enjoying that, so that's a lie.
I was gonna say.
The least favorite by far was like, all right, I know I'm supposed to do 1 of 3 things, trying to figure it out, and then doing the first one wrong. Like, all right, it's got to be one of these other 2 things, and going doing that and it's wrong. And it only happened once or twice because I didn't play that far in the game. Then going and do the 3rd thing and it's wrong. It's like, well, then what the fuck am I supposed to do? And being completely at a loss. And I looked at a walkthrough that showed me stuff, and then I found another walkthrough last night, which was great because it insults you while it tells you how to beat the game. And it's like, great, aren't you happy you looked up the answer rather than figuring it out on your own? How about you close this damn walkthrough and go play the game as it's meant to be played, which was really cool, for a website to be like, turn the website off and play the fucking game, you stupid idiot.
I think that's really cool because I always feel like an asshole when I have to look at shit up.
Yeah.
And they're right, but they're also wrong because I think the way the game is meant to be played is, you just sit here and figure it out yourself. Because when I was first playing it, Google did not exist.
No, yeah.
There was no way to look this up.
You and your friends were supposed to play it, and we'd be like, oh, Jason, I'm stuck on this part. And he'd be like, oh, well, maybe look at the clock again. But he would try to not give it away. And, it was supposed to be like a whodunit book you were all reading at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could never imagine completing this game without
Taking your pants off.
Without Google in any sort of reasonable amount of time. Definitely not a month.
No, God, no. Yeah.
And, this was with us having Google.
Mm-hmm.
We were moving and there was a lot of other stuff happening, but even if I was sitting there and I was playing it every night, if I didn't have any sort of help, I couldn't see doing this in a month. It would take me quite a while, which I like that as well, because I like to take time in my games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about you, Jay?
So for Great Fat Dunder Mifflin, my favorite, I think I already touched on, was definitely the voice acting. I'm very big in that. I think what the word you were trying to find was immersion.
What did I say?
I don't know what you said, but you were definitely describing the word.
Yeah, I was immersed. Yeah, I probably right. I am on my 3rd.
Unless the voice acting isn't there, I'm not going to get there. And on top of that, to boot, the soundtrack was amazing. I haven't enjoyed a soundtrack like that since. An outlier would be I would say God damn it, Doom would be an outlier just because it's like, man, you know, who the hell puts a heavy metal like soundtrack in a video game? So that's kind of separate. But I think I haven't enjoyed a soundtrack since probably Jet Set Radio Future. Oh damn, there you go. Or Halo. There you go.
Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim not as. I mean, the intro was good, but like, but Halo definitely hit the spot where I just thoroughly just enjoyed it, and it got me
perfectly.
It got me into it. My least favorite was that I wanted to finish the story so much, and it was killing me that due to my stupidity, it was blocked off because I couldn't solve all this shit.
It's not
so
stupidity.
I could get,
I mean,
no, I understand that.
Did you not pull up a walkthrough at all the whole time?
No. So I did have to pull up a walkthrough during that. Manny, what are you doing?
No monkey business, Calavera.
Yeah, that part. Also, Gladys, fuck you. I hate that dude.
Dude, Gladys is the most
He's awesome.
annoying character.
I hated
what? I loved him.
You would, Nate,
Sing
because you are Gladys.
Yeah, I am.
Oh man, no, I'm gonna let you finish, but Gladys was the most annoying character of all time.
I'll let you finish, but let's talk about how awesome Gladys was.
Man.
But yeah, that part was like one of the times I had to
That was
look
Act
up.
1, right?
That was still in
I
Act 1.
recognize the quote. I just remember.
Yeah, it was during the
petrified
forest.
tree.
Yeah.
That was knocking back and forth, and he had to like put the weights on. Yeah.
Yeah, that part for some reason it was just getting me.
There were some things like that thing. I solved it, but I don't know how I did. I just did trial and error.
The balloon, same way. I literally one of my first notes on this was I don't understand how a child was supposed to beat that fucking balloon thing.
Yeah. What, to fill it up with the things?
Yeah,
I did that as a child, but I think that was just through trial and error. And I was
it had to, because that's literally the only way. I was like, I was just like, maybe this is gonna. Yeah. But also to connect it to go upstairs and put it through the tube. Just on a whim.
Both compounds, not just one of them.
Well, that I understand. That was the only part I did understand because you needed both of them to make the foaming mechanism.
To make it.
But like, I don't know. It was just like, man, to like go the back and forth. Like, I don't think kids, even us now, we're like melded into it, have the attention span to keep going back and forth.
I don't know. I mean, that one specifically, it's like you can get empty balloons, so you know that you can fill them with something. You have two compounds, and it makes it goes out of its way to show you that they harden. Mm-hmm. And when you fill the balloons, it's a perfect cylinder to put in that thing. So like that kind of like led you on that way.
Did you say attention span?
No, I mean maybe did. I mean
you did intentionally.
Did not expand.
But no, I get that, but for the detail of just keep going back and forth, and
it feels like you're wrong. It feels like you're doing something wrong.
The first time I did it, I was like, oh cool, and I watched the balloon explode and nothing happened. I was like, oh my god. Now I have to go get two balloons and get both compounds because I was just shoving random shit in the mailbox.
Going back to what you said about Manny, like in his quips, was it's really funny saying that because every time I'm thinking of like the Manny that we know.
Yeah, right. yeah. I imagine us controlling him in all that situation.
He is a listener, so he will hear that.
That was so weird.
we harmonized there, right? People harmonic laughter.
I was putting my beard, I looked up, and you guys are both laughing at the same time, looking at me. That was the creepiest shit I've seen in a really long time.
But when at least I had to do that part twice and like put the tubes back put the balloons back in, the second time he's like, I should really stop doing this.
That's funny.
It's true. Yeah. Like, he's just like, why would anybody do that? No, I'm doing it. Like, I really shouldn't break this lock, but
I just locked an unlocked door. Poignant.
Oh yeah, when he's open,
locked an open door.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
What's he talking about with the it's the mail sorting room. He walks in and he stops and he has like a little soliloquy, or I clearly don't know what the fuck that word means. He says a little thing that's somewhat poetic, and it is about death and everything else. And he's like, "Well, back to business." And it's like he walked into a mail sorting room in an office, man, and he just like drops this deep philosophy, and then he's like, "All right."
That's what makes it good. I mean,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
the writing was impeccable. It's better than a lot of shows that I watch, which isn't really saying much because I watch shit shows. But either way, so you're gonna keep playing it, Nate.
Yeah,
You're gonna keep playing it, Jay. I'm gonna keep playing it too. I say we come back to this
Let's get
in a sit rep. So make sure you guys listen to that because maybe I hope that some of y'all finished it.
Add 5 minutes to the sit rep to talk about this game.
Exactly.
Other stuff.
Tell us how stupid we are because I want to hear that.
Yeah.
I
Tim,
feel like an asshole.
Shaver, or Bill, Fenn, Douglas.
So next month, you guys, we're really excited about this one. We're going to be doing Rogue Squadron. Rogue Squadron, another 1998 game, oddly enough.
Best year ever.
Best.
Didn't the Nintendo 64 come out that year? I think it did.
Wait.
It came out in 64.
Rogue Squadron was not was really
Yeah, that was. Oh no.
on release? I don't think so.
So when did
Nate's
that?
gonna- Nate's
So
gonna
the
look
movie
it up.
came out in '96.
Maybe, I don't know. Pretty much everywhere you can get it on Steam, Humble
September
Bundle,
96, yeah.
All right. Well.
Steam, Humble Bundle, Origin if you're one of those people.
Satanist.
Good old games. It's $10. Or you might still have an old copy on 64, which I do, and I'm gonna play that as well as the remastered, which is on Steam and other things.
Like
This
an
is-
actual remaster, or
Yeah, they did a remaster.
Oh,
It's on
cool.
Steam. $10. Yeah,
Alright.
and everywhere else. I'm probably gonna do the 64. I'm excited to go back and play it on the controller.
That's it. Do you remember the cheat codes to get
Oh,
the
Dead Dak?
There were
Yeah,
cheat
yeah.
codes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I never
yeah.
owned a 64,
Talk
so I
about-
always ended up playing at your house.
So
at your house.
Dead
but-
Dak, I believe, is the cheat code to get all of the ships. There's
What was the one to get
Farm Boy is to get the Millennium Falcon, I think.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
what
get
was the
you
one to
the
get to the
TXs?
Phantom Menace, the yellow one?
Oh, the Naboo Starfighter.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Terrible fighter.
I don't remember. I don't remember all the cheat codes. There is like one master cheat code, and I forget what it is. But you put it in and unlocks all the other cheat codes.
It's Shiv Palpatine.
Sheev.
No, you want to shiv him, and then you've unlocked everything. Okay, yeah.
But we're gonna be playing that one. It should be a good time. It'll be nice and short. It's
Yes.
easy. No multiplayer, so I'm the CU fucks.
You don't play multiplayer with us in multiplayer games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you fucks.
Do you video chat with him?
What?
It's a joke. Never mind. Go ahead. Verb choice. He said C. I'm just gonna hang on.
Rogue Squadron. So we kind of picked this one because I hope that you guys have seen the trailers for Squadron. Is it called Squadron or Squadrons?
No idea, but also so we can get the accidental searches.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I was just trying to get the right name of the game. EA is having that game come out. It looks like a kind of like a not really a spiritual successor because it's only
Squadrons.
Like Squadrons, yeah. Squadron based. What is it? 5v5 multiplayer space
something like
battle.
that,
I'm excited about it.
It looks like a more refined, fun version of the space battles from Battlefront 2, the original.
Yeah, yeah.
The original one. Why are you mumbling over there? What's going on?
I'm just looking at it. I'm excited about it, but I told myself I'd never give EA another dollar.
Yeah.
I'm very conflicted about it. I've got till October to figure this shit out.
Exactly, yeah. I think October 2nd, right?
Yeah.
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 But we're hoping to get some listens out of that because hopefully you idiots have searched for that and now you stumbled across us. And hey, welcome. We always want new people.
I drive an Nissan Rogue. We're gonna play EA's Squadrons. Rogue Squadron. That's the game we're playing.
And
That's
your
how we
license
chose it.
plate is
AJP
And now what's your social?
6CU? 6CU, because my dad always said sexy U and it's 6.
Your dad called you sexy? That's kind of fucking
It was
weird.
my sister's plate before it was mine.
Your dad called
Shut
you
the
sexy.
fuck up.
Sexy? That's kind of fucking weird.
No, that's actually a combination of two plates because I want to get my goddamn license plate out on the podcast.
Oh, one more thing though.
Yes.
God damn it! I cannot believe I forgot this. Demon Beaver was your mom's nickname in high school.
It's Fire Beaver.
No, it was Demon Beaver.
Was it? I
Yeah.
remember it being Fire Beaver. Because they talk about it like, when you get the key, it's like, they're fiery and they chew on you with their big tails. And it's like,
I really loved how you were like had to like flip through your
pages to remember Demon Beaver.
It's in here somewhere. Let me just leaf through this here. Ah, yes, Demon Beaver.
So for the record, you guys obviously killed the fire beavers, the demon beavers.
Yes, I know your mom.
Good night, y'all. I hope you have a great night.
Yes, it's been nice. Make sure you guys hit us at Command Center Podcast.
No, we're not talking about this. The beavers. How you had to kill them was ridiculous because you couldn't just make them jump in a tower. You had to make them jump specifically head first through a column of fire extinguishing foam.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can talk about it on commandcenterpodcast@gmail.com, commandcenter.games. Get us on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now we're now on YouTube. Let us know what you think. We love you. Let us know about demon beavers and how difficult it was to kill them. I don't give a fuck.
Fire beavers and their mothers and whatnot.
Bye.
Great fart dung hole.
Gritty Franklin Templeton Insurance.
Great fart dung hole.
Yours was way better than mine. I just wanted to do that as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my Jesus! My Jesus!
Oh, can I do myself? Can I do myself? I'm good. Oh my god, my balls are itchy. Oh, I got it. You know the pinch and roll? It's one of the most satisfying feelings in the world.
It's
Please don't do it to me. What, like this?
You do it like this?
Oh, did you get my snap? We made a pact.
I took care of it for him.
Damn it, why wasn't that fucking recording?
that was. Alright, roll us in, Daniil. Clay. There you go.
There's the after credits.
Now my testicles feel that puckered up inside as he screamed.
Cool, I'm gonna fill my dick, I'm gonna swim my dick. I'll be right back.
After credit.
I'm gonna go empty my dick. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna fill it.
I heard them
You're
playing.
restoring the ball.
I heard them playing, by the way. Look at my weird ass dog. How is that even comfortable?
Look at your weird dog ass.